Okay, welcome to the cert-manager weekly meeting on Thursday, the 5th of February, 2026. We abide by the CNCF Code of Conduct. Welcome, everyone. I think there's one person here who maybe it's your first time here.
I know this is my
Actually,
first time here, and I believe it's Arun's as well.
yeah.
Rob and Arun. Yes, I was just checking
Yes.
to see your names. Yeah, welcome. Thanks for coming. Have either of you two got any items that you'd like to discuss today?
I did have a PR that we submitted last March, and we've been working back and forth with Ashley on. And we just recently got it merged into your master. Or sorry, not merged into master. Master merged back into us, so there's no conflicts with base branch, and all of our tests are passing. So, as mentioned at the outset, this is our first contribution. We want to make sure that we do this the right way and follow whatever process is outlined here.
Great. Okay. And share the link to that PR in the chat so that we can add it to the minutes of the meeting here.
Certainly, just added. Thank you.
Thanks. So, yeah, welcome, Arun and Rob. Our 5-minute announcements. Let me think what's happened this week. This week, since the last meeting, we've done a couple of patch releases, right? Which Ash took charge of. That was, remind me of the numbers. That was 119.3 and 118 point
Something. Six, I think.
something
Five or six.
to address a security vulnerability which was reported by a kind user of cert-manager. So that was great. They reported it and we fixed it promptly. You can read about that in the release notes. The other announcement is that Mael has done an alpha release, a second alpha release of the 120 version, so that people can easily test the new ex-listener set features, which he and Hemant have been working on, which is great. So anyone watching this who's got an interest in the ex-listener set features should go and test that alpha and report back. The final release is due to go out in later this month, I think. Okay, so those are my announcements. Before we move on, are there any other short announcements?
I think that's it.
We shall go to the first item in the agenda, which is for which I'll hand over to Hemant, and it's about the renewal spec PR.
Yeah, sorry, it's supposed to be renewal Windows. I don't know why I forgot Windows there. But anyway, I think like Ash posted some review just before the meeting. But for anyone out there who just wants to take a look at the PR or review it, yeah, I would love some review on it. But yeah, high level, basically this PR gives configuration of when the cert should be renewed to the user. So you can mention like if you want a particular time of the day, a particular day of the week using cron to mention when the renewal should happen. So that is basically the gist of what this PR does.
That's great. I think Ash is keen to move this forward, and if he can't get to reviewing it, then I'll take a look at it for you. I've got another thing I've got to review first, but this is great work. Thank you. I was going to say, Hemant, have you? It might be worth digging through the issue tracker to see who has requested this feature and pinging them to show them the code that you've written and asking them whether it satisfies their requirements. Might also be worth publishing a Helm chart and some images somewhere that people could test this themselves, or posting some instructions on how they can build their own images.
Yep, that makes more sense. Yeah, I could. Sorry, Erik.
That's a really good idea. It just reminded me that we had a request for building things from the main branch, because when something is merged, of course, it's a bit late, but I really understand the request to have something that you can just install from our main branch or master branch in cert-manager. That will be super helpful for users to test at least before we release new things.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to do. There's a couple of, I think Adam's got a way of doing it, and I've got a different way of doing it. And in various PRs in the past, we've published our instructions, but nowhere have we ever documented it centrally. So, but then it should be automated. I think that's what you're hinting at, Eric. But that's
Yeah,
a
it would be nice if we
separate
could have some images pushed to some registry, and including the Helm chart, of course.
Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, yeah, so that's my feedback, Hemant. I think try and get some other people who are interested in this feature to give you some feedback on it.
Yep.
I'm planning
definitely.
to. Sorry, Hemant.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
I was just going to say I have plans to review the API surface, which is kind of my main interest working with Kubernetes. And also when we add new features, I think that's the most important area to review when we add something to the API, because the feature itself, I mean, it could have some minor bugs when we release it at the beginning, which we eventually can fix. But fixing the API later is always painful if we need to change something. Yeah.
Thanks, Erik. So you're gonna take a look at the changes to the CRD. Brilliant.
Yes.
Okay. So Hemant, you've got feedback from Adam, Ash, and you'll have some from Erik, and hopefully that'll get you over the line, and we'll be able to get this merged pretty quickly.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, and as you said, I'll try to reach out to some people who actually tried to work on this at different points but didn't have a design for it. So everyone that raised the PR would probably be interested in this.
I remember at KubeCon in London last year, someone coming up to the booth, or maybe he came up to us after Erik's talk and asked for this specific feature. So I wish I could remember who they were and who they worked for, but I can't. Anyway.
We actually want it in our clusters. We have users that have requested this exact feature because they don't want renewals to happen in the middle of the night.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Hemant, you're next on the agenda. What's this about?
Yeah, so this is a PR that I've been reviewing for a while. So this is related to external account bindings. Basically, we default to RSA keys right now for account registration, but Acme servers do support ECDSA keys too. So this PR is basically trying to add that, and I did add a couple of reviews, and the author actually is pretty responsive, and I think he added even the checks to handle what happens when a user moves from RSA to ECDSA and stuff like that. So I think the PR is pretty ready. I did add a minor comment today. But for the most part, it looks good to me. So if someone else can take a look too, I know Ash has his plate full, so I didn't ping him about that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Are there any? I hate adding more end-to-end tests, but I don't know, and I don't even know whether to even suggest adding an end-to-end test, because I don't know whether the Pebble server supports this, but it might give us some reassurance that it all works properly.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, shall I? Maybe I'll put I'll sign up for this then. If you'd like a second opinion, I'll let me put myself on the reviewers list.
Yep, that works. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard.
Okay.
Hey, Adam.
Hi, Adam. Are you here?
I
Hi.
am.
Where are we then? Hemant. Again, thanks, Hemant, for filling the agenda. It's a good job you do. Hemant, sweep issue. If we have someone recently revived the issue of private Azure zones. Hemant, you've got some code ready, but I can't think of a way to test. I'd love to know if someone has any options on how to test this outside of unit tests.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, we had this issue long back where I started working on supporting Azure private zones, but
Yeah.
then it was a whole different nightmare because they have different SDKs for public and private. So I refactored the entire code to a generic interface. So I do have the code for private ready, but then because it's a private zone, we can't test it through Let's Encrypt, even if we want to do it manually. Uh, someone needs to have, from my understanding, someone needs to have what do you call, a private Acme server, which can actually reach the zone to do it. So, yeah, I can raise the PR and probably ping people in that issue, but yeah, I would love to know if someone has some other opinions on how to test this, or if I'm missing something.
I used to have access to an Azure account. I don't think I do any longer with work. I would have tested this for you. I guess the way to test it would be to somehow we could just use the Pebble server with a private zone in Azure, but I don't know whether I'll be able to do that.
I have access to Azure and we're using private DNS, but I'm not too familiar with Pebble, so
It should be possible just to look at, to modify one of the existing end-to-end tests, I would have thought. But that's just a very vague thought. Yeah.
maybe Hemant, a suggestion. Maybe you can ping the one that actually revived this issue, because you did this a long time ago, but just recently someone asked about it.
Yeah, that's what even I was thinking. Maybe they have a way to test it manually.
Yeah.
Tell
But
you
yeah.
what, something else has occurred to me, Hemant, that I think some of these DNS01 solvers in cert-manager have I think the Route 53 code has some tests which own some integration tests which only run if you've got the AWS credentials in your environment. So something like that would give some reassurance that at least cert-manager can create and delete the records in these Azure private zones.
Yeah. I mean,
and then Erik could, if you wrote such tests, Erik could run them in his environment, perhaps.
Yeah. No, I'm planning to add those tests, like similar to how AWS has it. But yeah, I mean, like someone has to actually run it. I could
Right.
do the private zone part where it inserts the record. That is something I can definitely do because I do have access to Azure, but I can't do the end-to-end flow of if the cert, gets picked up and things like that.
But I think that might be sufficient for what you're actually doing in this PR.
Okay. So if that is something that is sufficient, then I can definitely try that out because I
I
do
would
have
say
the
so, because I mean you can verify that actually cert-manager is able to create the challenge record in the private DNS.
And
Hmm.
as long as it can then resolve that record using whatever DNS server it's got to do what do they call them, the pre-flight checks. cert-manager tries to resolve that record, and then
I think
we
that
know all that part works, don't we?
that should normally go by itself, because we are using split horizon with Let's Encrypt. So then we have to point cert-man specifically to a public DNS in order to verify this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Complicated.
It's really complicated, but we got it to work, and we're really happy with it. So
What was the thing you did, Mael, to do with like DNS over HTTPS? Wasn't that something to do with private DNS?
It was, but we didn't need anything private or any cloud to test it. We just used bind. I don't know what tool we used to do this, or maybe we didn't test it.
I think that's a separate issue anyway. But yeah.
But anyway, that kind of answers my question. So thank you for that.
Thanks, Hemant. How do you have time to do all this work? It's incredible. Are you doing this in your spare time?
Yeah, mostly weekends and evenings. Yeah.
Well, you and Erik, thank you again for all your all of this work you're doing in your spare time. It's great. Erik, what's the next item? Trust Manager KAL.
It's the Cube API linter that I was talking about. I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Okay, yeah.
I have started. I mean, it's introduced locally in Trust Manager, and together with Ashley, we have started to enable some of the checks that had to be disabled when we onboarded it. It's a bit sad that Ash isn't here, but I'm kind of thinking of how I should proceed with this. Maybe I should exclude the existing Trust Manager Bundle API and focus on making the new Cluster Bundle API in accordance with the linter rules, because it's not yet released to the users. This is interesting because now we are starting to make the linter happy on the existing API, and of course that puts us in some delicate discussions around whether the change is breaking or not.
Just absorbing it.
Yeah. This is a fairly simple check. It just checks that you have added max length, max items, min length to all the fields which should have it. But later on, I will continue with the checks for checking an optional field versus a required field and so on. There's a lot of interesting checks there, which we have violated in the existing API. So my main question is
here in the verified job. Do I see the output?
No, you don't see it there. You only see it if it violates, because now the PR is fixing all this.
Oh, so if I look at the job history, I might see some. Maybe that one, just to see what it looks like when it fails.
If it was failing?
What am I looking at?
You have to look at the failed job if you want to look at the job history.
I thought this was a failed one. It's aborted. Oh, there's one. Is that you? That's not you though, is it?
No.
Yeah. Well, maybe not. Okay.
The easiest is to run it locally because it's pretty fast and it's really fun to play with, really. But I would like to get your opinion on whether I should just exclude or kind of suppress linter violations from the existing API and say that we don't want to change it now because there's a new API coming.
My mind's gone blank. I don't know. Exclude. Yeah, I guess. What were the two options? Exclude and.
It's suppressed basically because I want to enable the check, but I have to suppress the violations in the existing bundle API. I just want them to pass all the checks in the new API, which is not released yet.
So are you saying, is the choice, I'm just trying to understand the choice you're asking us to make. Is it that you could comment out some of these linter settings here so they never get checked? Or that you could go into the API types and add like a no lint comment or something like that?
The latter is what I propose as the alternative to this PR.
Okay. the alternative to this PR. I see. So to avoid making any backwards incompatible changes. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's a bit risky to do all these changes because the existing API is a bit, what should I say, a bit rough in areas.
Mm-hmm.
So by doing it right, there is, of course, a risk that we break something.
Yeah, okay. Is there a way to do it in a way that it first warns you, like kubectl, rather than prohibit the resource, it just puts a warning up in kubectl? Is that
Yeah,
possible?
I think for some of them you can.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe I should try to do that and suppress as little as possible. Only suppress the things that I cannot put to warning.
Are we talking about this? Are we talking across purposes? I mean, I don't mean a warning in the GitHub CI feedback. I mean a warning for the user who is trying to submit the CR, which has the like, I don't know, the inline string which is too long or too short.
No, that's not possible. You're thinking
Right.
about what we did for the default private key rotation in cert-manager.
Yeah, that sort of warning.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was imagining you could get those warnings to do a release where the user is given warnings, and then some releases in the future we could turn on the actual validation.
Yeah, no, I think those warnings has to be implemented in code. In this case, the linter is actually checking the markers, which is generating the open API spec. So it's either the validation is on or it's off.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Thanks, Erik.
What about the other projects? Is there any interest trying to move this into Makefile modules and then from then on introduce it slowly into other projects?
Yeah, I'm interested, but won't we face this same backwards compatibility problem even worse? Won't it be even worse in those existing projects?
Oh yeah, I could imagine cert-manager will have tons of violations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we say to ourselves we can't make the validation stricter for backwards compatibility reasons, then we have to conclude we can't introduce that.
Yeah. But trying to learn from what Gateway API did, they have onboarded this in Gateway API. What they did there is they added suppressions for those things that they didn't want to change because either they knew that it would represent a breaking change or they suspected it to be a breaking change. Then they added suppression. But the good thing about it is that you will get new things which are added to the API are added in a good manner because you normally don't accept suppressions when you add something new to the API.
Okay, so it's a bit more subtle than I realized then. It's that like so with maybe there's some cert-manager fields which where you could submit some values which are invalid and get them into the API server, but then cert-manager controller would reject them during the runtime validation anyway. So they could never those are examples of fields that we could introduce the API level validation in.
Yeah.
Okay. If there are such cases.
Yeah. But we have to be sure if we do it, we have to ensure that something that worked yesterday works today. So the same way.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Who else is here? Adam, I bet you've got some thoughts.
I really like the calendar. I think it enforces good practices.
Yeah.
Do you think we should be a bit more relaxed about breaking changes?
Nah.
No, I think for cert-manager especially, we've got a very strong API breaking changes we'd have to release a V2, and that sounds like pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I'd I'd say for any of our stable APIs that we're not looking to version, we'd just suppress any badness and then use it going forward on new fields that are added, just to make sure that anything new we add at least is up to standards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. And so many of the side projects, their APIs are still alpha level, right? Um,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd still for a lot of them, I'd still if you wouldn't do a breaking change without cutting a new version, um, like we are for Trust Manager.
I totally agree. Even if your alpha API, breaking changes is not a nice thing to do.
No, you'd
No.
release um you'd release a alpha 2.
Yeah.
and what does that mean these days? Is it still, do you have to still have to have like a conversion webhook and all of that stuff? And
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
there was a cap to do it in cell, but that kind of got like abandoned.
right. So we would like to introduce Cal in those side projects that have alpha level CRDs, or in any of the projects which anywhere in any of the projects where we're adding a new field, we should add the API level validation to those new fields.
I think we add it everywhere. Exclude all
Yeah.
just we don't we added all the projects, uh, accept any current violations as legacy as accepted, and use it go initially. We can just use it going forward to make sure any new code we write is compliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like just reading the docs, I actually changed my Azure PR to not use bool uh, and use an enum. So things like
Yeah.
that, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's fantastic because you get good feedback for doing it the right way, following best practices. It's great. But I think we are in line here then. I will then start the work on moving it to makefile modules, and then we can continue from there to enable it project by project with the guidelines that Adam just said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, that
Great.
makes sense.
Okay. Agenda items are appearing. Mael, what have you got to say about this presentation?
Oh, it's just that I'll be presenting with Tim. That's it. I'll
That's
talk
great,
about the cert-manager updates. Tim asked me this morning if I wanted to do it. I'll replace Ash because Ash cannot come.
Oh, it's decided now he cannot come.
Hmm?
Ash cannot come to KubeCon.
He decided not to come.
Okay.
It's understandable having
Yeah.
a fresh youngling.
Then we have to think a bit about how we're going to staff the booth.
Oh, but
Because
the
Ashley does it
presentation.
all.
Well, the presentation will not take long, right?
What we should make is a very professional be back later card to put on.
What? Actually, yeah, you're right, Eric. This is a good worry to have.
Yeah.
We don't know who is going yet, by the way. So
No.
maybe it's just the two of you, Eric and Adam.
That'd be fun.
You need to convince
Take
David
care of the
to go.
booth.
You need to convince David to go. I've not seen him in so long.
And we also
I
have to
could
think about.
convert the I could convert the booth. I think we could convert the booth to like one of those half day ones, or where they tear the sticker off every day and put it back up the
Sucks.
next day.
I would rather have it full time.
Oh,
Yeah.
You could have a card. You could have a card which says renewal time when you are not there.
Oh, renewing cert-manager in a few hours. Yeah, okay. But the only time we had that, I think it was in Paris, and it was terrible.
It was before we graduated. There was the rule that said, like, to get a full-time one, you have to be like a certain project level, and now we are the project level. So
Yeah. I think we should continue with the full-time booth. I mean, if just Adam and me are there, we just have to try to staff it. But I'm really hoping. I think Tim will come to KubeCon.
Yes, for sure. But
And Mael,
if
you are
we're,
coming.
by the way, Erik, I'm saying this because our company hasn't said anything. We requested budget, but we don't know. So,
I will point out that if it's only me and Eric, we don't have any of the equipment to do these certificate stuff.
oh, but we can send it over to you. Don't worry.
I really worry about going through security with all that. It looks
I
like a
don't,
bomb.
I don't even know where the equipment is, by the way. I think it's Tim.
I, I think
I'm
it's
not
Tim.
sure.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
I
Maybe
mean,
maybe Richard.
Are you asking whether I have all the printer and stuff? I
Yeah.
don't. I do not.
Who is?
I don't know who's got it.
I'm pretty sure that Tim took it from London.
Uh,
well, I mean, Tim's actually he can get. He's not actually that far from KubeCon, is he?
No.
He can hop on a
Cycle
train.
there.
An hour on the train, I think, something
that's why he should
maximum.
go.
He doesn't even just stay at a hotel.
Yeah.
And
And we also will have to remember the Contrib Fest, but that should be. Can we ask Peter to prepare something like he did last time? I think he did a great job.
yeah, agreed. Mladen
Yeah.
will be here, so we can also count on him.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Mladen may be here if we get budget. No, but because Peter will have the same problem. We don't know either.
Yeah. We will sort that out. Last year we did a little blog post to go on the website, didn't we? And yeah, we need to get on with that.
Yeah.
Shall I move on to the next?
You skipped one thing. Enable configurable. What did Rob and Arun came from?
That would be mine.
For?
Mine is 7642. Enable configurable max cert sizes.
That is yours. And you were you wanted to know what the correct steps were. I think
Correct. This
Ash
is our
already
first
reviewed
contribution.
this.
Yeah, Ash reviewed it a couple months ago before he went on paternity leave. So that was before the holidays. Obviously, some things have changed since then. So we did update the tests and merge master back into our branch. So all the tests are passing. Everything seems to be up to date. Since this is our first contribution, I just want to make sure I'm doing this right and not stepping on any toes.
Rob, I can't. Sorry, I can't see the link to it on the document. Am I looking?
It's the last one. I added it a few minutes ago. Not the last one. The second from the bottom.
Okay. Sorry. Right.
Enable configurable.
Let me put it on the shared screen. Hang on.
Yep. So for some background here, in the past versions of cert-manager, we can issue very large certs. The change in 7506, or there was a PR 7401 that reduced that down to prevent a denial of service attack against cert-manager. As discussed in this thread, we do have a specific use case for very large certificates with 200 plus stands in them, which is getting blocked by that safe check. So
Right.
in this conversation here, the original PR, we just bumped it up via config or via envarves. We were then asked to make that via config file. So we did so. So now we fall back to the original default quote unquote safe values, but it enables a company like us who has additional controls around our ecosystem and is willing to accept the theoretical risk of a denial of service against cert-manager to increase those safe values and allow us to issue certificates with 200 plus sands in them.
Great. I see. Yeah. Well, that's Mr. Talbot. It's Adam who's in this meeting.
Oh, well, great. Nice to meet you officially, Adam.
Yeah, this rings a bell. I think I looked at it way before Ash got involved, and then obviously it is more his domain, so I left him to it. But he is swamped right now, so um, I th I think we left it in a place where we were happy to use global vars for it. So I'm happy to give it a review. It probably be what is it, Thursday? It'd probably be tomorrow or Saturday, before I can look at it.
That'd be great. No rush. Obviously, this is something we put in last March, so it's been about a year. We're not holding our
Yeah,
breath on it, but it'd be great to get that feature whenever the next release is,
Mm.
or obviously whatever your release cycle is.
yeah.
What's your
Typically our process is fairly fluid. The easiest way to get attention on a PR is to message us in Slack or join these calls. Um,
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
I wonder what's your current workaround?
We are splitting them into different SANs, different common name certs. But that does have some cost constraints with our WAF provider. So this is obviously the company balancing the theoretical security benefits versus the reality of the cost of our providers. And so in certain instances, it's been determined that it's better to consolidate multiple SANs onto a cert. So the current workaround is simply paying more money to a vendor, but if at all possible, we'd like to bake those into one SAN or one in common name and pay less to the vendor. Obviously, as called out, this is generally not best practice. We acknowledge that. This is for very specific implementations with a RBAC and controls around them that are not just cert-manager.
Right.
Yeah. Without looking at understanding all the details, I've been following. I reviewed the PR from Ashley when he introduced his limits, and I've been following this one like briefly. And I think it's the use case is correct. It should be possible to override this limit in a cert-manager installation. So.
yeah,
Great.
I think we
Thanks,
didn't do
thanks,
it when
Rob.
we added the security feature. When we locked it down, when we addressed the DDoS vulnerability, the reason we didn't do this is it's a pain to implement. It does involve trickling stuff down through the entire code base, as this PR shows.
Yes. Yeah, it touched a lot of things. And again, this is my first contribution to this project. So please let me know if I need to make any changes.
Yeah, I'll is it assigned to me?
I think you were assigned already.
No, I was a reviewer, but not assigned to it. I am now
Okay.
assigned to it. Oh, cool. So
Awesome. Thank you, team.
that's not
So,
on my.
so Rob, you said, do you have a fork of cert-manager and build it yourselves with these patches already applied?
Yes, so we validated that it's working as expected, but we don't in our dev environment, but in our production environment where this is actually needed, we are only running upstream. We don't run forks in prod. So in our sandbox, in our dev, we did confirm this is working and the dev aspect is unlocked, but obviously it's the production environment that has the very large number of SANs. For some background, we are obviously a music company and we have many different labels underneath us, which have artists within the labels. So kind of the bin packing of artists and labels and how they operate within the company. It has some relation to the search. So dev's unblocked because we're running the fork. Prod, we're waiting for that to get into upstream.
Great. So you've used it. Yeah, great. Well, you've verified that this fixes your problem. So that's really what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Have I missed anything else, Mael?
No.
Let's just check. What about these triage issues? We've got 13 minutes before we should finish. Shall we have a quick look at these? Or are these copy and pasted from the last meeting? Are these actually?
No.
here
I checked. These haven't been triaged.
Okay, let me open the first one and we can take a look together.
Yeah, I think the second one is pretty simpler. So
Think I should go to that one first, Hemant?
yeah, that's pretty much easy to triage.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, first one is not as simple.
So can you all see that? The Helm set TTL seconds after finished on jobs.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah. This is because the startup API check sometimes needs a bit more time to wait for the API, for the cert-manager API to be ready, I think.
It's just to get rid of the job, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. The
I,
standalone job does not set TTL seconds after finish. It's a shame they didn't say what. So what? That's
What's the problem? Please,
Yeah.
ignoring the linting notice. There's a
but
linter, but they haven't
So this,
said which one.
Oh, it's
Oh,
a
cube
link.
linter.
so the startup API job, this would delete the startup API job after it completes after a given TTL.
yeah,
I am not opposed to it, but I would have it as a option, mainly because if you're deploying via Argo or something like that, it's going to constantly want to recreate that job.
It's going to retry the job.
It's going, yeah, well, because the job isn't a hook; it's an actual job. It's a job spec. It's not a Helm hook.
Hmm.
So every time you deploy, if it's been deleted, it's going to want to recreate it. If it's sitting there lingering, Argo's like, well, it's there, it's completed, I'm not going to recreate it. If it's been cleaned up because this TTL has expired, it's going to want to recreate it, which isn't a huge problem. It'll probably pass right away, but it does seem like something a behavior you don't really need.
But the job does get cleaned up, doesn't it? I mean,
No,
if I Helm install cert-manager and it succeeds, the job isn't still there, is it?
it is.
I thought that
Forever.
Helm, is it?
It would,
That's something I didn't realize.
The
Okay.
job is there and the pod is in a completed state.
yeah. If we
Really?
used a Helm hook annotation to convert it to a hook, Helm would you could tell Helm to clean it up afterwards, but we don't use Helm hooks, and I can't remember what. There was a good reason why, and I can't remember it.
But I thought we did use Helm hooks. I thought that was how it all worked. I must be completely out of date.
I don't believe it.
Um, shall I go and check? Let me see if I can quickly check.
Let's go to
Deploy charts, templates, just startup API check job.
Yeah, I don't see any hooks there,
It's just a
and I don't
job.
see any help. Yeah, it's just a job. There's no hooks in the template or the helpers.
yep.
Okay.
There was a reason for that, and I cannot remember what it was. We should have put a comment in that code.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to be
No,
honest, Helm hooks are kind of tricky and kind of mess up Argo in so many ways if you use it with Argo.
Yeah, some work with Argo, some don't. Some behave differently in Argo in different
Yeah.
ways.
mm,
But should you just write a comment as Adam just said so nicely? I agree. I didn't think about tools like Argo or Flux. They will recreate the job because it's missing in the actual state.
I'm not against if people want to have it cleaned up automatically. I'm not against having it as an option in the Helm chart. I'm just saying it should be not be a default.
Yep. You're trying to figure out why it's not a hook.
yeah.
Going
I'm
through.
not going to do it here in front of everyone, but I would. That's what I would be digging into. If not a hook, why isn't it? Yeah, why can't it just be a hook? That's what I thought. I always thought that's what it was supposed to be. Do you want? So are you asking me to write something on the issue? Let me go to it. Right. What did Adam say? We're
Yeah.
We are open.
We discussed this in the weekly developer meeting. Uh, we're not opposed to the idea that we think it should be gated behind an option.
sorry. This is horrible for you to have to watch.
This is
But
always fun when we're
we
watching one person write.
behind what did you say, Adam? A Helm
A Helm
value.
value,
Should be
So
opt-in.
so that it's opt-in.
we are we think that otherwise
It made yeah,
systems like Argo will attempt to recreate the job when it is garbage collected.
yeah.
After it is. Yeah. Is that good enough?
Yeah, we would welcome a PR.
Yeah. We would welcome a PR. Full stop.
Yeah.
Great.
This probably could be a good first issue too.
Aha. What's that? Is that label?
/help.
Don't put /help in this message. You'll just prompt it.
Good first issue? Is that how you do
I
it?
don't think that works. You should probably use the UI there because
I'll
I
just
tried
use the
doing
UI.
that
I
and
was
it
trying to be
doesn't say
clever.
it's a valid label.
You could just type /help at the end there, and then it will add good first issue and help wanted labels.
What?
I thought
Yeah.
/help list of commands.
Yeah, you can
What do you
try
mean?
it.
I'm typing /help.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not in the drop down. It's not a GitHub
it's
command.
Prow who does this.
The prow command.
Oh, so that what will happen is the comment will have the word /help in it, and then Prow will follow up with a massive comment. No, I'm not doing that, Eric. That's too annoying.
Come on.
I'm going to do what Hemant said, right? I'm exhausted. Right. Labels.
I'm trying to learn myself all these pro commands because it's very effective to use.
Yeah.
I just have the help page for prow bookmarks.
He's a good guy, this JC Punk. He's done loads of little contributions. I've reviewed a couple of his recently. Yeah. I think it was him that was doing the network policy stuff.
He's a Helm guy, definitely, because I've seen he has a lot of PRs, but I don't want to review any of them because I'm not a huge fan of Helm.
Okay. Right. I don't think I've got the energy to do another one. I'm gonna say pause the recording here, and I'm gonna stop sharing my screen.
Remember to like
That
and
was fun.
subscribe
Oh, thanks, Adam. Yeah.
for the YouTube. cert-manager Patreon when.
The number of views is not dramatically increasing.
Mael, can you blur my face and obfuscate my voice when you upload the video so that AI can't imitate me?
I really
mind
want to
doing that?
cert-manager maintainer meeting where we all look
Oh,
like we're
wait.
protection.
Wait, are you really asking this?
No, not really. But it does. I was kind of thinking about it in the back of my mind.
I could just look at the YouTube studio and see if there's a feature, but I'm assuming I would have to download.
Make me sound like Darth Vader.
Adam, have you signed up for the Maintainer Summit in Amsterdam?
Wait,
I'm
is
not
it
there that
already
day.
open?
I'm arriving that day.
Okay, you're arriving on Sunday.
Eric, is it already
We're having a
open,
Monday.
the subscription? The event, the
Maintainer
Maintainer
Summit. It's open for registration. I don't think it's closed yet, but it usually takes some time because they have to check that you're eligible to attain the Maintainer Summit.
Oh,
Whereas
they are
I
checking.
gate crashed it last time.
Yeah,
I think you can just go.
you
Basically,
probably
I didn't go to
can.
any of the talk. I didn't go to any of the talks. I literally gate crashed it so I could meet you guys for lunch. I was
Yeah.
I was part of the photo at the end, and that's it.
I really like Maintainer Summit actually. They're more like unconference style where you can sit and have discussions with maintainers from other projects, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nikola,
I'm
I see you joined, and I feel really guilty because I owe you about 3 different code reviews. Sorry about that.
That's okay. If you can approve the renovate PRs, that would be great.
Oh no, Erik, I owe you code reviews, but Nikola
Okay,
is
sorry.
joined. Yeah.
Sorry. I thought you were talking about my PRs.
No, I just constantly feel guilty about not doing code reviews. I'm sorry. Welcome, though.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nikola. Working on the project for 2 or 3 months, have several PRs merged, and nice to meet you all. We all already have a quick meeting with Richard, discuss some of my PR, and yeah, that's me pretty much. It's nice. It's nice to meet you all.
Yeah, thanks for coming. And I'm the CyberArk. What am I called this 2 weeks? Mael, I'm the open source
Oh, the open source responder.
go-between responder. So yeah, it is my job to review PRs. So I just need to get on with it tomorrow, maybe. Yeah, but now I've got to go because the office is closing down where I work. So
You're going to get kicked. Wait.
yeah.
And we're going to see it on YouTube.
I'll disappear, but nice to see you all.
Yeah.
Bye,
You too.
everybody.
Thanks, all.
you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.